Fast, focused, and fearless. Here's everything you need to know as you jumpstart your day. I'm Diego Castro. The Philippine Star reports that David John Thaddeus Alba has stepped down as chief of the Sugar Regulatory Administration. In an interview with the Star, Sugar Board member Pablo Luis Azcona confirmed that President Bongbong Marcos accepted Alba's courtesy resignation. This comes on the heels of the controversial importation of 440,000 metric tons of sugar. Azcona, however, denied that the SRA chief was a sacrificial lamb in the latest sugar mess, clarifying that Alba stepped down due to health reasons. The Philippines and China will hold bilateral talks on the South China Sea today, the second day of the 23rd Foreign Ministry consultations between the two countries. The highly anticipated talks come over 2 months since President Bongbong Marcos went on a state visit to Beijing upon the invitation of Chinese President Xi Jinping, who recently got re-elected. On the first day of consultations, Foreign Affairs Undersecretary for Bilateral Relations and ASEAN Affairs Maria Teresa Lazaro stressed that the meeting provides Manila and Beijing an opportunity to further discuss the overall picture of their relationship beyond maritime issues.
Through these consultations, the Foreign Ministry consultations, we hope to translate the outcomes of the state visit into concrete and high-impact engagements that are mutually beneficial for our two countries and peoples.
China, meanwhile, said it remains committed to promoting high-quality development with neighboring countries like the Philippines, which it noted is one of the first beneficiaries of this initiative. The two foreign ministry officials also emphasized the importance of addressing the Beijing and Manila's differences through friendly consultations.
Their consensus has pointed the direction we need to make efforts in, and we need to comprehensively deepen our comprehensive strategic cooperation and enhance our cooperation in various practical areas.
After some convincing, House leaders are now reportedly willing to give in to the Senate's demands over Chacha. Economic provisions will be the major focus of amendments, but Senator Robin Padilla says he is looking to pursue political reforms in the charter later on. Mian Los Baños with the report.
A crucial breakthrough for charter change. This is what Senator Robin Padilla happily reported on Thursday. This after Congressman Richard Gomez said that the lower house is now amenable to having constituent assembly as the mode for charter change. But that's not all. Leyte Congressman Gomez was reportedly able to convince the House leadership to a few more demands.
Nung ni-report ko sa House leader namin, yun na pag-usapan namin sa PDP, na ang pag-uusapan lang ho natin sa constitutional amendment, tatlo lang ho. Tatlo lang. Number one, CONAS, Constituent Assembly, pumayag si Speaker. Okay? Pangalawa, economic provisions lang yung pag-uusapan natin. Pumayag si Speaker. Pangatlo, voting separately. Pumayag si Speaker. Yan yung stand ng House. So we agree on all the conditions that the Senate wants.
Recall that earlier this month, over 300 representatives voted in favor of Constitutional Convention or CONCON as the mode for amending the charter. Gomez said that the House Committee on Constitutional Amendments Chairman Rufus Rodriguez also had a change of heart and is now willing to support CONAS. But there is still no confirmation on this from the lower house. For now, Senator Padilla will be wrapping up hearings and will go straight to writing a committee report.
Paiksiin na po natin, mag-save na rin po tayo ng kuryente at ng panahon. Napakaganda po nitong naganap na to.
Chacha proponents insist that only economic provisions will be touched, but Padilla hopes to tinker some on the political side later on.
Hindi ako titigil hanggat hindi natin naaayos ang political structure ng bansa. Susunod dyan, gusto ko naman regionalization ng mga senador.
But before all that, Padilla needs to secure support from his fellow senators in pushing for charter reforms through CONAS. Reporting for News 5, Mian Los Baños, we are One News.
We'll be back with more stories after the break. Keep it here on One News. You're still watching One News Now. I'm Diego Castro. The Office of the Ombudsman orders the suspension of 33 officials over the alleged anomalous purchase of pandemic supplies from Pharmally Pharmaceutical. Ombudsman Samuel Martirez placed under preventive suspension one of their own officials and 32 former and present officials of the Budget and Health Departments, pending an investigation. Among those suspended was overall Deputy Ombudsman Warren Rex Leong, who formerly served as Procurement Group Director of DBM's Procurement Service. Former PS DBM Chief Lloyd Christopher Lau was also included. In the order, Martirez says there's overwhelming proof showing that respondents' evidence of guilt is strong. The suspension order stemmed from complaints filed by Senator Risa Hontiveros and former Senator Richard Gordon. Respondents are facing charges for grave misconduct, gross neglect of duty, serious dishonesty, and conduct prejudicial to the best interest of service.
It really feels like a very sweet initial victory, vindication sa iba't ibang stakeholders dito sa ating health sector, and I'm only so glad and very grateful na naging bahagi ang Senate Blue Ribbon Committee sa unang tagumpay na ito.
The family of Imelda Marcos deny rumors of her supposed passing. Senator Amy Marcos dismissed the rumors, which she said had been circulating since last week. Imelda's niece, Eliza Romualdez Valtos, meanwhile, took to social media to dispel the 93-year-old matriarch's reported death. In a now-deleted Facebook post, Eliza shared an old photo of Imelda, who she described in her caption as alive and kicking. It's a Lenten story we don't want to hear. Masses for students at the Ateneo de Manila University have been suspended since Tuesday after a senior high school student made a Twitter review of the communion wafer he received during Mass. In a post that has been removed from social media, the department's campus ministry said the purpose was for reparation and atonement for the student who committed an act of sacrilege. The incident involved a senior high school student identified as at Faint Flowers, who referred to a communion element as an ostia review during a Mass on March 17. The student, who has since changed their username and made their profile private, claimed that the communion wafer tasted like a cornflake, was not soggy, and had a satisfying crunch. And that's it for this hour. Join us again at 7:45 a.m. as we continue to monitor the day's biggest stories. I'm Diego Castro. We are One News, all sides, all the time.